Welcome to the Anthology Academic Advising Training Series, held in partnership with the Lindenwood Learning Academy and Student Advising and Support Services. This video will show you how to add, register, and unregister a course from a student's profile in Anthology Student. Once you have your student loaded, the first place you're going to go is Academic Records and Student Courses. The student course screen has a host of information about which classes a student has or plans to take in the future. You can see more information about this screen in another video. This video will specifically cover adding, registering, and unregistering classes. Looking down the list, these are the courses that have been pre-prescribed to the student for their degree program. Ideally, at some point, all of the students' classes that they'll need for their degree will be loaded on here. However, some of their free electives and general education classes may be missing. So if there's a class that the student wants to enroll in that is not on this list, you have to add it. To do that, you'll go to click this Add button, and that's going to pop another screen out for us. You'll click the course button right down here. And then let's say we wanted this student to take COM 11,000, which is Fundamentals of Oral Communication. So I have that punched in, and I can see the course right here. So I'll hit the checkbox and then hit select. I will leave the term and the academic year blank, but I will click the category. And in the category, I'll click General Education, since this is a general education class. If it was a free elective or part of the major, I would hit one of the other two boxes. So now I'm going to hit OK. And then when I hit save, it's going to think for a moment. And then we'll see that the course has been added to the upper section, showing that the student can now be registered in this class. So once it's done thinking here, we're going to scroll back up a little bit. And then in this upper section, we can scroll down and see that COM 11,000 is now on this list. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel here since we don't need to add any more courses, since the course that we want to register the student for is now on the list. So to register the student for this Fundamentals of Oral Communication class, I'll hit the checkbox. Then I'll click Register. This is going to bring up another screen. So on the term here, I'll click in, and since we're going into the fall 2023 term, I'm just going to put in 2-3. And then that's going to highlight all of the terms from 2023. So I'll click Fall 23 16-week term, and it'll pre-populate that parent term for me. When I hit Next, it's going to bring up the possible sections. It looks like all 3 sections for the fall are taken. There's 0 seats available. So I'm going to go back up to course information, and I'm going to delete out the term, and I'm going to put 23 again. And this time I'm going to click one of the 2 8-week terms. Let's click this Fall 2 23 8-week, the second half term. So when we scroll back down, we can see there's 2 sections and there's 1 seat left in this online 23 section. So I'm going to click that one. It populates everything on bottom, and then I'm going to click the register button. It's going to think for a second. Okay, so now we can see that the course has officially moved from future to scheduled status. We've talked about adding courses to put a class on here that's not on the list yet. We've talked about registering for classes, how to move a class from future status to scheduled. Now, what happens if a student comes to you before the start of the term and says, ooh, actually, I don't want to take that class. I want to do something else. All you have to do is click on the little box, hit unregister, hit unregister one more time, and then that course will change back from scheduled to future status. When you're doing this, it's really important that you keep a few things in mind. You should only use the unregister button either before the term starts or during the first week of class and the free add drop period. Once it's after that point, academic services should process all requests for registering and unregistering classes. You may have 2 other buttons on here that say delete and drop. You should never ever use those buttons. Those are special features that Academic Services keeps an eye on to make sure they're processed correctly and in compliance with all of our processes and policies. The only button that we should use as advisors is the Unregister button. Unregister is the only one. Never drop, never delete. So that should give you a good idea of how to add and maintain your students' classes here. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.